Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. Today I just have a super quick, super simple, just little Easter cake decorating. You can jazz this up and use colors for any kind of cake. This is just your typical like slab cake. So this requires minimal experience, minimal equipment. So this is definitely a nice beginner one. And I do have the products listed in the description that I use, like the tips and the Happy Easter or similar. So let's get started. First, you always want to just do a nice crumb coat icing and then let that chill for about 15 to 30 minutes in your fridge. If you're in a time crunch, you can always pop it in your freezer for like 15 minutes just so it's chill. That crumb coat just locks in the crumbs, so when you do your final coat, you don't have crumbs pulling up and getting into your icing and poking through in your cake. For this, I used a tip 1M, or you could use a 2D, a 32, a 21. You can use any tips obviously you want, but those are the ones that you see me use here. I did use the 1M on the purple and the yellow, just because I kind of like, that's one of my favorites. But the 2D and the 1M are similar, but just have a little bit of a difference. But those are the more popular ones to use for your rosette swirls. Once you've done your crumb coat, you're going to want to do your final coat and make that smoother. Or if you're not really worried about texture and everything, you know, get it as smooth as you want. You can make it more rustic and have a little more texture. For this, I wasn't super worried about it. Then I went ahead, just to go ahead step further, to make it kind of look like one of those Cadbury chocolate eggs with the speckles. I went ahead and took some brown gel food coloring and a little Everclear, or you can even just do like a drop of water or a drop of vanilla extract, lemon extract, whatever. Obviously Everclear or vodka are better, or if you have the color solution, you can do that because it evaporates faster. I just took a toothbrush that I have for my cake decorating and then went ahead and tried it on a paper towel just to make sure that I didn't have too much, and just flick it with your thumb or finger to give it that speckled look. I am not wearing gloves. You can wear gloves, but this was a cake that I was just playing around with for my family. My family was going to eat it, and obviously my hands are clean, but before anybody comments that you should be wearing gloves, if you don't see me wearing gloves in a video, this is because it's my family. I typically always make extra of, even if it's a customer's order and I like the theme, I always make extra, and those are my family specific cookies, because I feel like sometimes gloves just get in the way of the video and kind of distract. Then you're going to go ahead, clean up your plate, put your little Happy Easter plaque on, and then it's time to just do your simple decorating. For the piping decorating, all I'm really doing is just doing simple swirls or just little like dollop spots. And I'm just going in sporadic areas so I don't have a huge clump of one color in one area and a huge clump of another color in another area. Once you kind of get them all filled in and you have most of your space, your border space covered in, you can go back in and put more in as well to fill in those little spots. I did go ahead, apparently I didn't have footage of this, but after I was done, I decided to add a couple of the Robin Eggs candies in some spots on the cake. You'll see those obviously in the pictures, but obviously just took some of those and put them in the icing for a little extra decoration. I will recommend not, if you're beginning, I mean, I'm just using a platter or like a charger plate here, and I liked the color of the cake with the yellow of the cake and the blue of the plate. I just thought that was a really nice pop of color off of it, but it is definitely more of a challenge to decorate and to get super smooth. So if you're not super worried about smooth, and obviously having a rectangle cake on a round charger, it's easy, something to do. It can be done, but obviously I don't always recommend it. I just liked, really, it was the coloring that I liked for this. That was the decision making on this. I hope this helps you, and if you have any questions, of course, feel free to comment below or message me on any of my social medias, which the links are in the description, or my email is also in the description if you have any questions. So I hope you liked this little Easter cake, and if you do make this, tag me in your pictures. I always love to see what you guys do with my tutorials, recipes, or just little suggestions. And as always, live, love, eat sweets.